Hi guys, welcome back for another episode of Mavis and Me. Today I want to talk a little bit about another thing that I've seen on YouTube where people comment about the obedience of a service dog and claim service dogs are not true service dogs because they're not being obedient. Now, generally speaking, this is true. You know, we want our service dogs to be in tune with us, focused on us, respond to commands. You know, 90% of the time on the first command would be great, right? Doesn't always happen, but and we want a dog that's quietly sitting by our side or laying under a table or standing next to us. You know, those are of course the ideals. But what I want to talk about today is I kind of get the feeling that some people think that service dogs should be more like robots, where the minute you say something, the dog snaps to attention and does exactly what it's told and is in the perfect place and responds immediately to commands. And that's just not the way most service dogs can behave. Primarily that's because, again, they're with us so much of the day and they're dragged all over the place in all different situations. And an obedience dog oftentimes is trained to perform to that level for the short period of time that they're in the ring. So maybe they're in the ring for 3 minutes to 10 minutes. And those people work with a lot of food, a lot of positive rewards, and they get, you know, a sustained focus on those dogs, and that's how they get that kind of a behavior. Whereas a service dog oftentimes is just there with us. You know, we ask them to do things, maybe they go, I'm sorry, what was that? And they have to wait, hear another command, you know, because they're just taking in a huge amount of stimuli all day long. So I guess kind of what I wanted to point out is I do competitive rally obedience and obedience with my service dog Mavis, and oftentimes we're at the top of our class, first, second, third, fourth, sometimes not even that good. Oftentimes there are obedience dogs and other service dogs that are there competing against us, and usually when I'm beat by another dog or when she and I are beat by another dog, it's not another service dog, it's an obedience dog, because those dogs, I mean, they're just perfect. They're a thrill to watch these dogs react to signals and commands and do what they're told. And I mean, they're literally like robots. And these dogs sometimes get perfect scores. I mean, 100 out of 100. We've gotten 100 out of 100, but it was a novice class. And, you know, it wasn't a big stretch from what we do every day, walking around, you know, do with our public access. But so when I see these dogs that are so perfect, it got me to thinking that I think, wow, that dog would really be a great service dog. Look how obedient it is. But in reality, when the dog leaves the ring, oftentimes these dogs are leaping in the air, scratching down their owners. They're pulling on the leashes. I mean, it's really Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I see a huge difference, not always, but a huge difference in the ring behavior versus out of the ring behavior. And when I see those dogs come out of the ring, I think, I wouldn't even want to own that dog. That dog looks like a pain in the ass. It would be knocking me down, scratching me, you know, punching me in the face with its nose. Definitely behaviors that I'm not interested in. However, obedience trainers, you know, if that's what they want from their dog and that's the kind of reaction to keep that dog motivated and stimulated and like raring to go. I mean, these dogs love to work. It's awesome. And maybe they're just, you know, they're not maybe great pets or house dogs. I mean, maybe they are. I don't know. Maybe these people just like that kind of energy out of their dog. It would drive me nuts. But so I see the difference between these two, the obedience dog and the service dog. And I have some friends that compete with their service dogs as well. And a lot of them don't even qualify. They don't get a minimum score because their dogs oftentimes are lagging. They're just, especially the big dogs, the Newfies, St. Bernards, Leonbergers, Swiss Mountain Dogs. You know, they're just really calm, to put it in a nice way. And, you know, they do what they're told, but it's rarely on the first time. And, you know, they look at their owner like, do I have to sit again? Because I know you're just going to make me get back up again. It seems silly to make me sit. And I'm guessing in their service work, they don't do a lot of sits. They do a lot of stands, standing next to their owner, or if their owner knows they're going to be there for a while, just downing their dog and letting it just, you know, relax on the ground and not have to stay at attention. So these dogs go in the ring and their performance is, it's, how I say it, it's complete. They do what they're told, but it's not the same as an obedience dog. And so I just want people, when they're out there looking at dogs in public, you know, service dogs, vested dogs, that they think, is that a service dog? Is that a fake service dog team? Take this into consideration, that just because the dog isn't responding right away when it's told to do something, that doesn't make it a fake service dog. When we were first starting our obedience and rally obedience career, my dog went up against a guide dog, which that was really fun to watch. The gal came in with her dog, fully vested with this harness and everything, and when it was time for her to go in the ring, she removed all the dog's vest, all the dog's gear, and just had a flat collar on it, and she went through the course, and she had to have somebody standing next to her telling her what to do, telling her how to, what to do. She couldn't read the signs. But she made it through the course, and the dog did fairly well. It wasn't super obedient. She had to tell it to sit pretty much every time. I found it interesting that when she told it to stay so that she could walk around it, the dog wouldn't do it. It always remained in a heel position, and that is called intelligent disobedience. And they train it to guide dogs because the guide dog needs to make decisions sometimes for the owner, even when the owner is telling it to do the wrong thing. For a good example would be if the owner told it to forward in front of a moving car, the guide dog's not going to do it. And, they're trained to do that. So it was amusing to watch this dog disobey its owner on purpose and say, no, I need to stay on this side of you to guide you. What good am I going to be if you're behind me or in front of me? That was really cool. And the dog did qualify, but it kind of got a dismal score, in the 70s. But it was really neat to watch this dog make its own choices, despite what the handler was telling it to do. And she just kept going through the course, and it was kind of fun. But that's a great example of a highly trained, obviously very well-trained dog who isn't an obedience dog. So when you see teams out in public and you see dogs that aren't being, robots, that's okay. They don't have to be. They don't have to be perfectly obedient. That's okay. All right, so that's all I kind of wanted to talk about today. Hopefully this rant made sense. I was trying to think of examples to bring up as we were going, and I don't think I did so great, but that's okay. Until next time, see you later. Bye.
Polly, come front. Good. Polly, right around. Polly, heel.